Relations, driving change forward.
Hey guys, welcome back to ALFA Relations. I'm Alex, and today I am joined with Alan. So it's only going to be the two of us today, as unfortunately Luca is at work and he is incapable of joining us for today's podcast. But he is here in spirit. We love you.
Yeah, incapable. That sounds rough.
He cannot join us today.
He couldn't. He's out there. He's working hard.
Yes, he's getting that dollar bills, you know?
Those dollar bills. He's riding around in his his F-150, He's got one for work, apparently.
That is very cool.
That is very cool. Who wouldn't like to try a Ford F-150? Right?
It is a smooth ride, yes.
It is. Alex, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yes. You have 4 weeks left in the semester. Not even.
Yes, I do. I am at the end of the tunnel. The light is starting to creep in a little bit. So.
You see it more and more?
A little bit.
That's good.
Just a little bit.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right. I know.
So, yeah, basically today, guys, we are going to be catching up a little bit because life has been hectic for everybody. Unfortunately, we are not as up to date with each other as we would like to be. School, work, and everything going on in our personal lives has just been a very big mess. So today, Alan and I are kind of just gonna catch up a little bit. We're gonna talk about some very exciting stuff about job hunting and what that process has been like and looked like for us. And honestly, just going to keep it real with you guys because there's a lot of emotions tied into job searching and getting a job and going through the interviews and all of that. So we're going to explore that today.
That sounds great.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy. Let's get into it.
Right.
I got my tissues ready, ready to absorb such tears.
Oh, yes.
Clean up this hot mess, that we've all been going through.
Yeah.
No, but Alex, let's start with you. I'm out of school.
Yes.
People here who listen to podcasts, heard what my last, couple of weeks were like, right? That last semester in a long journey, especially having to do it online. But what has it been like for you lately, knowing that you're coming to the end? We're going into the job market, right? And there's exciting news to be sharing about that. But just tie us through about what's been going on.
Yes. So like Alan said, I do have roughly 4 weeks left of school. And these last 4 weeks, including this week, so the last 5 weeks have been very brutal, and I feel will continue to be as such. This week, I have 85% of grades being handed in, so
oh my god,
it's been quite a journey to get all of my stuff done, to make sure it's all handed in on time. So I've been very focused on these projects and presentations that I have to do. So honestly, my mind has been jello for the last week working on this. Thankfully, I have really great group members. So if any of them listen to the podcast, this is a shout out to you guys. Thank you for keeping me sane and helping me out.
Yes.
But other than that, my next few weeks kind of look the same, more or less. It won't be 85% of my grade coming in, but I have all of my assignments just rushing in there because the end is near. So that's kind of been what school is like. The online thing hasn't really fazed me all that much, to be honest.
That's good. Okay.
I don't find it any more challenging than if I probably would have been in school. Honestly, if I were in school, it might even be worse because of the commute, which would give me less time to work on certain things, since I have, a certain part of my day is dedicated to just getting to and from school. So that part has been fine. Thankfully, I've been able to adjust to it pretty well. So it's really just the workload right now that I'm just kind of not feeling at all.
I hear you.
So yeah. And I work at the same time currently, so that's also on my plate. And I have certain days that I go and visit my grandfather. He has recently been placed in a CHSLD, so my grandmother and I alternate going to see him. So there's just a lot going on, and there's more coming.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah. So I guess I could share my news with everybody.
Hey, it's up to you, but that's some big news. That's a win. That's a win.
So, yes. Okay. Speaking of the job hunt, I was on quite a roller coaster of job opportunities being thrown my way, which was such a blessing considering I'm not even graduated yet. But basically, after a lot of thinking about what it is that I want to do and what will be best for me moving forward with my career in the future, I have just accepted a position at my old high school, actually, Centennial Regional High School in Greenfield Park, where I will be starting on Monday, and I am going to be an in-class attendant. So I'm not 100% sure as to what it is I will be doing just yet, as at the time that we're recording this, I have not yet started. So I'm excited and eager to just jump in with my 2 feet and see where it takes me. So
That's so exciting.
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Alex. Woo!
Yes.
I'm very happy for you. I'm very
Thank
happy.
you so much.
What does that feel like, knowing that you've been going through all this and that has occurred even before graduating?
Yeah,
What's that like?
honestly,
Yeah.
the fact that I'm already going to start work and that they're giving me the opportunity to start working now, even though I'm still in school, is just such a relief because, because I know that once I do finally graduate, I'll be fortunate enough to not have to worry about where my income will be coming from and if I'm going to be able to find a job easily. So having that sense of security definitely does provide me with some relief, in the sense that I could just focus on finishing school and not have to think about the aftermath post-graduation, which I know is something that a lot of university students do either struggle with or worry about after finishing their degree. They're kind of just like, well, now what? So I'm just very relieved I don't have to think about that. And I'm grateful to everybody at Centennial who has helped me get the job and who is giving me the opportunity to, work and be there. So I'm really excited.
That's fantastic, and I'm very excited to hear, tomorrow's Monday, you start then, right? And we'll catch up during later the week, and perhaps in the next episode we'll talk about it, the experiences of what's been going on, or maybe in a couple episodes,
Yeah.
I don't imagine, I think at the end of the day, anyone that's engaging, especially with youth nowadays, and in person, that's a there's a whole new dynamic. There's been a shift, for how we need to be watching out for youth, especially those who are a little bit more, I don't want to say fragile, but ones who need more attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Devoted to them, right? So I think that'll be definitely interesting, and just to hear your perspective, I'm excited.
I am too. Yes.
That's it, And if anything, I think about it like this, you've graduated from that high school, right? You
did.
already have a rapport. Okay, that's a good way in with the kids, right? Just be like, oh
100%.
shit, right? Like, let me yo, she went here, she's cool, like,
I can show
goddamn.
them my grad pic on the wall. Be like, here, let's go for a walk.
Let's
Come
go
look
for a
at
walk.
me.
You can take them to all the cool spots, when they need to vent, have a moment, and be like, yo, how do you know about this? Like,
Yeah, I went here, fam.
I went
What's
here.
up?
That's it. There we go. That is so cool. Oh,
Yes.
very happy. Very happy.
Thank
And
you.
so in this case, you said you had a lot of opportunities come your way, which is fantastic, and that's very positive. Knowing the fact that you are fortunate enough to avoid that rat race of sorts,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, coming right at the end.
So that's been really good.
I bet, I bet, right? I wish I could say the same, but fuck,
Yeah.
you know what? I think I think my spirit animal is just a rat, And I know that sounds bad. I know that sounds terrible, right? To me, it's not. Ultimately, I think I'm a sloth, I'm slow, but I'm brilliant. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. The sloth life that's what it's all about. Anyway, but I live downtown.
Yeah.
I'm a
Fast-paced
downtown
energy.
rat. Fast paced, exactly. And I'm just some of us can handle it better than others. you know. And but then again, I mean, shit, if someone had come, you know, knocking on my doorstep being like, hey, you want a job? I'm like, yeah, sure, hook me up, right?
Yeah.
I hear you. But instead, you know, like you talk about being very fortunate to have people looking out for you. In this case, your old high school. So just talking about like the process about having these opportunities lined up your way. So how did that go about? You know, is it someone in the administration, a former teacher? Let's hear that.
So basically, unlike most people, I feel like my high school experience, or maybe not high schools in general, but I know at my high school in particular and the people that I keep in contact with from high school, I feel like I had a lot more of a positive experience than them while I was there to begin with. I kept in contact with many of my teachers post-graduation.
Nice.
And I think for like the first 2 years after I graduated, I went back and I volunteered. So I already had a little baby foot in the door because like they knew me as a student, but then they knew me as like a volunteer, let's say. So
Nice.
my involvement has kind of maintained a certain like level of stability in the school presence.
Right.
And my guidance counselor when I was there, he and I like maintained a really close communication, and he is involved in he's a counselor there, but he is also involved in the youth work industry, and he was aware that that is something that I was interested in pursuing and eventually wanted to do myself. And so when I first told him that I was, you know, looking for a job, he was very helpful in providing like tips and stuff, because I don't know if I had previously mentioned this on the podcast, but I had an opportunity to work potentially for Badshaw, which is an organization of group homes here in Montreal, and he is involved with Badshaw specifically, so I had brought it to his attention, and you know, so he was very involved in my job hunt process, I would say.
Nice.
And a little bit after I had told him about it, so this was 2 weeks ago now, he messaged me and he said, listen, there's a lot of demand at Centennial right now for in-class attendance and technicians. So he said, if this is something that you're interested in doing, because this is what I've been doing at my internship since September, this kind of position, he was like, send me your CV. I'm going to send it in and like, we'll see if we could get something out of it. So right away, I jumped at the opportunity because this was the most, how do I say, like the most concrete option that I had. Because with Badshaw, they were only supposed to call me around the end of April to give me an interview. So they said that they were calling me back for the interview, but it was nothing concrete yet. So I said, okay, like I'm just going to send in my CV, see what comes about it. If it doesn't work out, at least I still have Badshaw coming toward the end of April. So I was keeping my options open.
Good.
And so I sent him my CV Monday night, and Tuesday afternoon I get a call from one of the vice principals at Centennial, who I didn't personally have her as a teacher, but I know her. She was on my like Sec 5 like Europe trip, so you know we know each other. And so she called me and she was like, listen, like I got your CV from, you know, Phil, the guidance counselor, glowing recommendation, like when would you be able to start, and like this whole whirlwind of questions, like when can you start, like how many hours can you do, this and that. And so I was like, wow, okay, this is moving really quick. So you know, I answered her questions and all that. So she was like, okay, great, well, I will get in touch with the school board and see what your next steps are and this and that. And so I waited for about a week, and then she ended up calling me back, and then I found out that another friend of mine at the school, who was actually doing the position that I guess applied for when I was in high school, he also recommended me for the position. So she was like, so many people are recommending you, like
that's fantastic,
we're super excited, like if you want you could start on Monday, so tomorrow. And I was just like, okay, yes I'll take it. So it happened very quickly in the
That's
span
awesome.
of
Yeah.
2 weeks. And so I want to say that my relationship with the school kind of helped me out in this situation.
Right.
And so I'm just really grateful to everybody who kept me in mind and like recommending people, because, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there who they could have recommended. So I'm like, thank you.
True, but there we go. And it really is, at the end of the day, you know, a good chunk of it. You know, don't get me wrong. I think people who apply without having a rapport or a connection with an organization, an entity, they still have a shot, most definitely. But connections.
Oh, they
right?
take you everywhere.
That they do. It's so true.
Yeah.
And I just think that's, I mean, it's good, you know, just to utilize them, you know, to inquire as to where people are, right, and to see what's what. And it never hurts, you know, just to pick up the phone, you know, get in touch with a friend and just see what they're doing or the line of work, and to see the opportunities that are in whatever organization it may be that you're interested in, right? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Or you don't even need to have a friend. Just sometimes if you can get a hold of talking to some type of higher up in the management of, I don't know, let's say we take the YMCA, for instance, right? And then if you're interested in youth work, okay, well then go to the director that's in charge of a particular facility, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Look them up on LinkedIn. You look up their Facebook page, right? You could always leave, you know, just call in, you know, see if send them a message and just be like, hi, my name is so and so, you know, I'm currently interested in this, and I wanted to know if it would be possible to have a few minutes of your time to have a phone interview, you know, just to collect that inventory, to acquire that information, because information is always free. Yeah.
100%. And I think one thing that when people do start looking for jobs, it's important to consider the fact that you're not always going to get like a reply on the first shot, because the reality is maybe a lot of people are applying for that position where people are just unusually busy. You know, like with COVID, times are a little bit different. The way that organizations work might be different. They might be understaffed. You don't know what the situation is, because I had called and left 2 messages at Centennial prior to even my former guidance counselor telling me about an open position, to inquire myself about if there were any open positions at the school. And the both times that I called and left a message, I didn't get a call back. But then like a month later, here I am getting told to send my CV if I'm still interested, you know. So like the opportunities will creep up in different ways. But I think the most important thing is to like keep being persistent if that's something that you really want to do, because you're not always going to get a reply in the first shot. And I had to wait a week between getting the first phone call and getting the second phone call, because, you know, the vice principal was just very busy. She was waiting on the school board to get back to her. So it's like, it's a multi-step process sometimes. So you just need to be patient, because you don't know that they're not calling you back because they don't want you. They might just be busy. So
That's true. That's very true. I think that's good advice to offer up. And you said just the key words right there. You know, just be persistent. If you want it, go for it.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
Not to tell anybody the fans here the scoop or whatnot, but we're going to be having a big guest, or at least a big guest, you know, that for HSC fans and HSC alumni and students, right? And we'll just hint at that. Long story short, I had the opportunity to meet this person virtually sometime last week at another event that I attended on behalf of our department, which was a decent event. It wasn't too bad. We had that Kristen Hadid, motivational speaker, and I think that would be fair to sum it up like that. And she was quite good, you know. And there was some retired professors there. One of them is he's an icon. He seems like a sweetheart, a total gem. And, well, he was put into a breakout room with other professors, and I just threw myself in there as well. Right? Because I said, you know what, that would be so much fun. Imagine having this person on, right? Why not? So I got up in there, I introduced myself, I sold him the pitch, Alex, you know, of what we're doing. He found it to be superb. And Steve Henley, shout out to Steve, all right, was so kind and gracious to put us in communication. So we will be having this new wonderful guest on in due time. But
Yes.
that's the whole point, like, I mean, you have to keep your eyes open for those opportunities, and maybe with people, but sometimes even it doesn't have to require people. It just has to you observing what's going on. Because once you find that opening, right, and if you see it, don't hesitate. Just go for it. Go for it if you really want it. Yeah.
100%.
That's it. And just like you and your school, you knew that I have a rapport here. I've built up those connections. There's a very good chance I'm just gonna go for it. Right? Yeah. This is the moment. This is now. Yes, I have a full plate regarding school. Yes, you're also doing this podcast. Yes, you have family commitments, but you know that this is a good opportunity for what comes next.
100%.
Right?
100%.
And that is a great move.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
you.
You're very welcome.
So,
God damn. Yeah.
Alan.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
everybody got my scoop.
Yeah, I did.
Now we're waiting for the Alan scoop on top of,
Oh, shit.
the Alpha Sunday we got going on.
Oh, an
Yeah,
Alpha
yeah.
Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
More like A squared today, but it's okay.
That's okay. That's okay. It's in spirit, but
Of
Alpha
course.
Sunday, that's sounds good actually.
Yeah.
Okay, just like pause before we get into it. Like, let's come back to it in the end, and we'll discuss what an Alpha Sunday would actually look like if we were to make one. Okay? I don't know. This is kind of exciting.
Sounds good. So that'll be the
salivating.
cherry on top.
Ah,
Okay, I gotta stop.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're making a lot of those dad jokes here. Yeah, love it. Okay.
So yes,
go ahead.
Catch
Yes.
us up. So there are some exciting nuggets of information that
Yes.
you have to share with the Alpha Squad here today.
I do.
So hit us with it, Alan. What's going on?
What's going on? Well, number one, I've mentioned that I moved not too long ago. My place is, I would say, like 97% complete, right? I just got to put up some wall art. I have a few things coming in terms of like the little like accent pieces to put around, in the mail. And then that's that. So I'm very happy about that.
That's very good.
A functional space that you're comfortable in is a space that you can do literally anything in, Yeah. And the best part is you create it, you design it, you do whatever you want with it.
It's the way you like.
Exactly. Right? And just imagine people are thinking, oh, maybe he's got a nice space or whatnot. Alex looks back like, yo, that place is a fucking disaster right now. Oh, shit.
It's cool though. Like, I mean,
It
it's
is.
not the biggest space, but you have some like very like functional levels going on.
Do. There are
So
legit levels in here. Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. Like, I've never seen anything like it. You have to use, a ladder type
I do.
thing to
I
get
do.
into
There's
your
a-
bedroom, but
I
it
know.
makes the space, your living space, more functional that you don't have to have your bed there. So
Exactly.
it all
There we
worked
go.
out. It doesn't need to be
did.
big. It needs to be
No.
functional.
It needs to be functional. That's it. And no, I'm very happy about that. That's number one. Number two, what's been going on in terms of, such as Alex, and other recent graduates out there, the job hunt, the job search, right? Traditionally, maybe you get a job, you save up a bit, and then you move out. I don't know. We all have, different ways. But because of, my unique circumstances, it was going to be the other way around, and that's that. So my biggest goal after moving was to, get a job, something, related to human relations and the other wonderful things that we have studied over the last couple of years. Ideally, I'd like to do something in, voice entertainment, voice work or whatnot. I do believe that's still down the road, but I need to plant my feet in something that's going to give me that financial security that I need, sooner rather than later, right? And I was very blessed by a friend of mine who told me that he had asked me himself, like, okay, so what's next? I said, a job, related to human relations. And he goes like, all right, well, send me your CV because I think I can get you a gig where I'm currently at his workplace. That is so fantastic, and this person, who you are, all right? I love you. I appreciate you. And, and whatever happens, right? But the whole point was that doing that, gave me, a series of interviews that I recently just went through, with this company. And that was that was fun. That was lucrative because I had never been, I've never had to go through a series of interviews, you know, to get a job before, right? And like I'm still, in this case, awaiting, right? So we're going to see what happens shortly. But that process was just, that was wild because I had definitely expected the first one, and I was not exactly, I was unaware that there was going to be 2 more follow-ups, right? So to be honest, I was caught slightly off guard, but I rebounded nicely, in my opinion, in the sense where I was prepared, but it's there was that uncertainty that was lingering if this was really going to happen. So chain interviews or a series of interviews or follow-up interviews, whatever the hell you want to call them, right? I think it's fun because in a sense it whether it's standard procedure or not, it's good practice. It's good practice because I think the initial one is all about getting over whatever nerves you had. The second one is like refining what you were saying in the first, okay, and standing strong with what you had to deliver, okay, and still maintaining that confidence. But that third one, you really want to knock it out of the park, you know?
For sure.
Yeah, that's at that point, if you've made it to the third one or however many interviews you've had to do, that last one, I think that's where you need to be the utmost, you know, you need to be absolutely confident throughout the entire process, right?
For
but
sure.
I think for a lot of people, right, I could imagine, because the thought did cross my mind, I was like, wow, this is great. I'm personally excited, but this takes energy, right? Because it's like a constant game, right? You're going from level to the next level until you're at mission complete, you know, like congratulations. And I think that's that could take energy because you have to pace yourself. You don't want to get too worked up, right? You don't let if you have anxiety regarding interviews, right? And not that you fear them, but like if they make you nervous, okay, just take your time. Just take your time and just remember that what only counts is what happens right there in that moment, and you are allowed to take a moment to listen to the questions that are hitting you, okay, and to reflect and to give a response that you're happy with.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And if anything, your interviewer will appreciate the fact that you take your time, you know, to build up your answers, okay? Now, of course, don't just, you know, sit there in silence, you know, right? But I mean, the words will come to you. And if anything, just, you know, practice honest communication, right? So sometimes you may not hear the question as well as you thought you did. And it's okay to say like, oh, would you mind repeating the question?
Oh, for sure.
Right?
I feel like that's something that a lot of people who maybe haven't taken an interviewing class like us or have a lot of experience in interviews in general might think that those types of questions are like a no-no in an interview because it seems like you're not paying attention or something.
Not
when
at
in
all.
reality, to me personally, it feels like you are paying attention because, you know, you're just making sure that you understood the question correctly. You're asking for clarification so you could best answer the question, you know? So
Exactly. You said it, you know? And that's just, I mean, that's just an honest, you know, way of about going about it. That's all there is to it. And if anything, if I'm an interviewer and I'm interviewing someone, I would, I mean, of course you can tell by the end based off how they would respond, but I would like to give the person, you know what, the benefit of the doubt that they're coming here. They asked me to repeat the question again. Perhaps they just really want to get every single detail. That way they can truly give the best response that they want to give. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to give them that opportunity. Yeah, most
100%,
definitely.
100%.
Most definitely. You know, so for those out there who fear that, you know, thinking that you have to get it right the first time, you know, I personally disagree with you. All right. But because they're like, it's true. Well, no, there could be people out there, you know, who knows, right? But the point is, it's okay. Yeah. I believe it's okay in most cases. Absolutely. Unless it's written in the interviewing process, like you can't ask, you know, that'd be a fucked up thing, you know? Yeah, that'd be a fucked up.
Yeah, no, 100%.
No, that's it. You know, so it was a lot of fun. I had fun in these follow-up interviews. Like I said, it's never happened before, but by the end, that confidence was just going from one level to the next level to the next level. And even, I don't know what the final outcome would be, right? You know, there's no hard feelings whatsoever. The point is there's still experience gained because I think it's a great way to get my start in the world of job hunting.
Yeah.
And you know what? You didn't just do one interview, you did 3, right? And it was just like, this is great. This is good practice. Yeah. For
Excellent
anything.
practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's interviewing online. Yeah. A few, tips. I mean, they're rather straightforward, but show up beforehand in the virtual waiting room. Okay. Make sure your internet's working. All right. Have your camera eye leveled, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you don't want to look like you're talking down to someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's a funny feeling. Right. So eye level, make sure you're wearing pants. Hey.
Oh my God. Imagine you have to like stand up for a sec and you're just, oh crap, where'd my pants go?
I was thinking of that though. Like, just imagine somebody who just like locked down a job, did a few interviews, and they're feeling good, and they get up, they're gonna go woohoo, and then like right in front of the camera, they're wearing like, I don't know, like strange, monkey looking boxers. Right. And the employer's on the other side, like, well, that's interesting.
That would definitely be something.
Right.
Way to make an impression, that's for sure.
Oh boy. Unless the interviewer also gets up and like, I wasn't wearing pants either. Yeah. Now the plot twist. But
that's
yeah.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole point is, and we've talked about this before, regardless if we're at home, we're working on our laptops, our desktops, what have you. A job is a job, an interview is an interview, all right?
100%.
And exactly, set yourself up for success as best as possible. And it's the little things, Yeah. So, in this case, to show up on time is already to be late, but to show up early, is that you're ready for anything.
100%, I agree.
Yes, so think of the little things, and if you're not sure, check it out. There are thousands of articles online, tips and tricks, all these listicles that you can find.
Listicles.
That's a real word. I learned that word actually last semester. Listicle.
It's just funny.
It is a funny word, isn't it? Listicle, right? I don't know.
That is good. I like that.
Yeah.
But
so,
oh, sorry. What
That's
were you
okay.
gonna say?
no, I was just gonna say, believe in yourself. All right. Oh, wait.
What?
How'd it go again? No. It's a bit funny, right? Wait, how'd it go? All right. Kristen Hadid, shared some. It sounded funny, but I knew she was coming from a very warm and supportive place. Okay, where she said ultimately, just to believe in yourself, and if you ever lose yourself, come back to yourself by being yourself ultimately, right? Yeah, there was a lot of, yourselves in there, but the point is, right? I mean, I in essence, I get what she was saying, you never really lose yourself if you are yourself.
Right.
And a lot of people have a hard time being themselves.
And I think that's still good.
Yes.
Good advice.
It is. I think it was funny how it came off, or at least how I'm remembering how it came off. But it is solid advice in the sense where to be yourself is the person that somebody would want to see, in their workspace as an employer, I imagine, right?
100%.
Exactly. Right. So be your most true, authentic self, whatever that is. I mean, don't be an asshole, but
If you're an asshole, don't be yourself. If you're not an asshole, be yourself.
Exactly. Perfect. No, that's the whole point. So yeah, in an interview, when applying for a job, just have the confidence for you to be you, because chances are somebody is going to like that more than something that you're trying to fake,
Right.
Yeah, to put up that mask and whatnot. God, we keep talking about that. Remember a few episodes ago, I said I want to talk about deception and wearing masks, right?
This is not the episode.
This is
yet,
not the
though.
episode. Damn it.
We're just touching upon it again. But you do make a really good point though, because and this could be for not only when you're doing a job interview, but just in life in general. You could only put up this persona for so long, and eventually your true colors will come out. So if you get a job on the basis that you're like a total sweetheart and oh my God, I love everybody, everything is going well, and then you get the job and then you're in a work environment and somebody messes up and you're like, wow, you're such an idiot, I can't believe they told you to do this, and somebody sees you acting this way, they're going to be like, that's not the person I hired, and they could easily just let you go as quickly as you started,
Very
so
true.
it's important to be authentic and to be yourself. So as funny as her statement might have come out at the time,
if you lose yourself,
it is something to
go find yourself
by
being yourself.
It's still good advice. Stop
It is.
making fun.
No, exactly. And look, if Kristen Hadid, shout out to her. It was a great presentation. I think she offered up some things that were truly valuable, and a lot of people in the audience, especially the next generation of HR students, the younglings there, whatever you want to label them, but I think they truly embraced and enjoyed what she had to say, which was fantastic, and it was nice to see that. And yeah, I mean, that's just be yourself.
100%.
100%. If you don't know how to be yourself, well, that's the first question.
That's the first step.
That's the first step. That's the very first step. Figure it out, and you have that awareness. So congratulations. Welcome to the real world.
You're so funny.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
I did want to ask you something else about your job hunt process, though.
Yes.
I don't know if you mentioned it. Maybe I blanked. But did you tell the audience for what you were applying for? Because you said you wanted to stay in the realm of human relations, like what we've been learning. So what is it that you actually applied for? Okay,
so I mean the gig that I've applied for here is for an HR recruitment position with a company here in Montreal, and it's you see, like I've always been interested in HR for that particular aspect there of recruitment, of perhaps talent acquisition, because that is directly working with people and their development, and keeping an eye out as to who could be good for which position based off what skills they have to offer in a given time frame. And I think that's exhilarating. That's also challenging at the same time, because you want to get it right as best as possible. Right, there's certain expectations that a company will have for a recruitment coordinator to deliver on, and especially given the confines of what they're about, what they expect you to do, and ultimately what you will be looking for in those potential candidates. So there's a lot in your hands, right? But at the same time, I think that's I see the fun in that, because that's a lot of coordination, right? And I'm someone that thrives under pressure. Alex, you've seen that, in certain ways. I've talked about it here. And I don't mind, things being chaotic, but chaos that can be organized, right? Yeah, and that's a thrill, I find, So that's the position that I've applied for here. And I'm excited. I'm excited because it's just a human engagement at the end of the day, right? Yeah, and for those who don't know what a HR recruitment coordinator does, it does sound like what it is. You are responsible in essence to recruit people for a particular type of job within the company that you're working for, right? So that means you're going to go out, look for these people. You're making the job advertisements online. You'll be interviewing, and then you'll be helping to select the candidates and drawing up their contracts, right? Yeah, so that's a lot of work, but that is looking at that engagement and seeing who would be good for what, and I think that's fun. Yeah. So yeah,
and I think that's something you could be really good at.
Well, thank you.
You have that type of like personality, and also like being able to interview people. Like that's something that I think you're really good at. So I think that would be a fitting position.
A shout out to the department. This is how your skills are being used, right? Just like that. But I'm excited. So we'll see what comes of it. If not, the beauty of a human relations degree, as many of us have come to understand, it's broad. Yeah. There's no joke about it. It is broad, but that is where it's also brilliant, because it allows you to work in everything from education to management to entrepreneurship to youth work to social work to counseling, right, and to HR, right, human resources. Yeah. And I see myself working in human resosays. A part of me also sees myself working in social work and in education. But you know what? While we're at it, and knowing how the current circumstances of my life, right? I am so open and ready to just try. Right?
Try different things.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Right. So just to get ourselves into it. And you mentioned that before, Alex. Just jump into it. Just see, like, you know what? I'm not entirely certain because I've never done this before of how it's going to unfold. Okay, but I know I bring certain skills to the table. All right, that can contribute to what I'll be doing. All right, and if you have that good feeling,
Yeah.
all right, go for it.
100%. 100%.
Right? Yeah, and that's what we're doing here. That's exactly what we're doing here. You know, and if Luca was here, you know, he tell you himself, you know, what he's been up to regarding the job hunt and going for new opportunities. Yeah, no, that's it.
I'll hopefully be able to share in upcoming episodes, if not next
so.
week, you know,
Believe so.
the coming weeks. So
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
very excited for all of us.
I know. Me too. It's just been so. What a year, you know. I mean, hey, by the way, you know, it's been 1 year, Alex.
Officially since we went into lockdown, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And 1 year since we started this whole wonderful friendship as well. So, you know, and this is also episode 20, by the way.
Oh, dang.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Holy
dang.
shit. Oh, damn
Well,
is right.
Happy lockdown anniversary, everybody, to
Happy
who's
lockdown
listening.
anniversary. Oh, boy.
We made it this far.
That's true.
We made it
That's
this
true.
far. Gotta look at the silver lining, kind of. Okay.
I see it.
I mean,
see
you
it.
know what I
Yeah.
mean. Nothing
do.
is
I
silver
kn-
about lockdown, but
No,
we're all here.
no. Exactly. We're here, you know, and if you've joined us, you know, this far along for the ride, thank
Mm-hmm.
you. You know, we appreciate you.
Yes.
And, you know, I mean, you do talk about silver linings. You know, you and Luca, our gang here starting this is a big silver lining that's kept me going on my course, you know? So, hey,
So
how about that?
sweet.
Yeah, that's the truth. It is.
We
it is,
love
all
our
right?
dad.
Yo, dad number one dad. I should get a alpha dad.
Oh God, no.
Can we get that? Like
No.
alpha dad, put that on a hoodie and then put alpha twin 1, alpha twin 2, you
I
know?
refuse. But okay, speaking of hoodies, I would like to make a quick comment to
let's do it.
all of those that have put in your request for a hoodie. We know who you are. You have not been forgotten. There's just been a little bit of complications with the company we use to order the hoodies. So fear not, your hoodies are on the way. And to all of those, we have received a few messages. As soon as we receive the shipment, you will be made aware so that you could get your hoodie pronto. So I'm so sorry for the wait, but we have not forgotten.
No, we have not.
No.
All
I
right.
just wanted to say that real quick.
That's perfect. That sounds good. Okay. All right. I think we'll be signing off then.
I'm going
That's
to
it.
pull a Luca real
You
quick.
gonna pull a Luca?
I'm
All
going
right.
to pull Luca and I'm going to
Go
say,
for it.
hey everybody, so thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. And okay, I can't do the Luca thing, but for real, if you guys are okay, I'm sorry, Luca.
Okay. It's all good.
Okay, no, but for real, if you guys are listening to us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, and give us a like, comment on things that you want us to maybe potentially talk about in the future. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Music, Google, whatever, make sure to follow us and follow us on Instagram to keep up to date with everything that we are posting and doing.
Well said.
I
Well
really
said.
tried to do the Luca, but I'm not good at it.
Hey. He'd be proud. He'd be proud. That's a
Thank
proud
you.
twin. You know?
Okay.
Boom. All right, everyone. Have a lovely day and happy spring.
Happy spring. Sign us out, Alan.
We are ALFA Relations, driving change forward. Adios.
Bye.